Do you think, I have found it very surprising at how many people talk about Bitcoin as a massive volatility play. Scary, scary, scary. And yet the first money they deploy is in an IRA to Bitcoin. I've seen this over and over and over and over dozens of times. 76-year-old lady, hey, Bitcoin's really violent. Then she gets over it, starts to understand the opportunity, and she literally moves 180 degrees and takes her retirement plan and buys Bitcoin with it. Why? Because she loves the increase in value and she doesn't want to pay taxes on it, and she's willing to suffer the volatility. I find it to be a really weird human character, dude. The volatility is terrifying. Let me take my IRA there. You see
but I mean,
incongruency of it, though? It's like crazy.
Yeah, but okay, so I'll say,
dude.
I'll do the flip side of that. So, I mean, it depends on your age, right? But
no, 76, these are older people, 56, 80, like it's
in that,
shocking,
well,
dude.
there's a big difference between 56 and 80, right, Gary? Like, I'm not too far from 56. 80's a little, like, your time frame's a little shorter, right?
Well, I have a 76-year-old sister put 200 grand, dude, into Bitcoin after telling me it was volatile as shit.
We definitely see that too, of course. And like everyone has different volatility tolerances based on a variety of factors. The only thing I just wanted to point out was if you are middle-aged or younger, a retirement account is like honestly the perfect place to tolerate that volatility because you have your longest term outlook, right?
This is my point, right? It's not really, it's just an observation. And to me, it is a very schizophrenic, oh my God, I'm terrified of the volatility. And yet the first money is the retirement money. Like, it's shocking to me, man, because it really doesn't. Now, I do think it makes a ton of sense. Okay. That's exactly where you put your volatility, but it's not what we were told when we were growing up.
Yeah, for sure. And I think part of it too, man, is that there's just this huge pot of money that's in these accounts that's like, you know, quote unquote, not available for spending yet. I mean, it is if you're willing to pay penalties and taxes or whatever, but
it'd be the last money coming out the door, dude.
Right. Exactly. It's the last money coming out the door. And there's this pot of money that just is sort of getting unlocked and looking for the highest value place for it to go. And that's Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. Any predictions on where this price is going?
I don't do price predictions, man. I've been through so many cycles in this business since 2014 that I gave up on that long ago.
Well, let's think about it in terms of market cap. The market cap of Bitcoin is $1.2 billion to 1.2 trillion. Where do you see the Bitcoin market cap in 4 years?
I mean, this is going to be so wrong. Let's say 10 trillion.
That would be my number.
All right. So we're on the same page here, man.
Look, if we're wrong by half, we're the size.
We're still in good shape.
We're size of gold in ground.
Yeah.
And if we're right, man, I think we're 2.5 times size of NVIDIA.
Yep.
I mean, I don't like, that's why I think if you look at market cap, I think Bitcoin should be looked at market cap, not the price per coin. The price per coin is, dude, like, okay, how many coins really are establishing the price? The last sale, literally the last unit. Okay. And there's no last unit in Bitcoin because it's 24/7, but it's that next unit it's not. Well, we just figured out that $1 billion worth of Bitcoin dumped into the market, like by some ridiculously disorganized trader, some 12-year-old trader just vomiting Bitcoin into the German market. Dude, it could only hurt it. It did nothing to Bitcoin. $1 billion.
It was just a little blip.
$8,000, dude. And now that all finished Friday, we're right back to where we were. So I look at, I've been doing this since I was 22. Dude. This is unbelievable. 10 trillion, it's more likely we're going to be off a year. Did it happen in year 3 or year 6? But I mean, this thing, 10 trillion is nothing. It's the size of what BlackRock manages $10.7 trillion right now. The amount of money on this planet, and by the way, they don't manage all the money in the world. It's just their little piece. Then there's Vanguard, State Street. There's so much money on this planet. The amount of money coming from real estate and private equity and distributions alone could feed Bitcoin for a decade.
Not to mention just the money that's still sitting in like stupid like target date funds and all kinds of stuff, like, so let's just say suboptimal investments that's going to be looking for a new home.
Yeah. No, and I think this has been the situation that people think. I'm just being very conservative because I don't think actually any of the other markets, you need money to move out of those markets for Bitcoin to do well. I think if the distributions, real estate distributions, private equity, that money, unless you can buy something for 30 cents on the dollar, that money's going to go into Bitcoin, dude. And like I'm putting together something right now. It's a beautiful real estate Bitcoin wrapper. Where like the problem with Bitcoin it just doesn't pay distributions, right? So, and if I do want distributions, I got to go borrow it from you at 14%. That's heavy. I just think we're going to see a lot of movement between the fiat mining to use the fiat and turn it into Bitcoin. And that all should come from the bond market, but I don't think they have to sell the bonds. It's just going to come through the distribution.
Just the interest payments. Yeah.
If nothing else changed, right? And that's very bullish, dude. Doesn't hurt anybody else in the marketplace. And that's before Jamie Dimon becomes the Department of Treasury.
Yeah.
And floods this market, dude. He is going to do a Henry Paulson. Like when I saw them talking about Jamie Dimon, I'm like, oh my God, bro, we're bringing back Henry Paulson from 2008, 2009. And they're going to turn this thing on. They're going to print like a machine, bro. We're going to drill. If Trump is in office, we're going to drill and we're going to be monster Bitcoin players. Monster. We're having real discussions with this group now. They're into it, dude. They want this. They want 3 million jobs. And anybody that lead innovation, stupid not to even look at it that way, right?
Anybody with an interest in Bitcoin is always a positive.
Yeah, well, and for me, it's an interest in America. I want America to be strong. And if you're not playing this game and leading it, I think you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Agree 100%.
It's actually a security thing, dude, for me.
Yeah, countries that come down hard on this kind of thing and try to, for lack of a better term, route it out. I mean, they're doing themselves a disservice in the future, just on the international stage.
Yeah, well, I would actually say if you're not supporting it and encouraging it, you're going to be on the back end of this. It's either going to be you're supporting and therefore benefiting from, or you're fighting it, right?
I mean, on some level, I think that's almost the default, right? Because it's such an incredible opportunity that if you're not actively fighting it, like it's going to flourish, right? If you give it the space. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.